Hey, we're back again. How is everybody? My name is alongside is my good buddy Amid. I just want to make sure that door's closed. Anyway, how are you all doing? It's been a while. It's been a week actually since we did our last Loud House reviews. Now we're going to switch sides with the Casagrandes reviews, and hope you guys are having a good day, a good week, and everything. But yeah, we're back here again doing another episode reviews. So yeah, my name is Nate. Amid is on my right side. How you doing, sir?
I'm doing good, sir. What is up, Loud Crown and Casa Crew? Hope y'all are doing awesome today. And we still have more episode reviews like made fresh for you guys. So yeah, we're keeping it coming for you guys. Love the support.
I feel like this is really a Loud Casa summer. Just the fact that there literally is new episodes of Loud House and Casagrandes from June all the way to July. Now we have another one probably coming up. I don't know if we're gonna have some more in August, but we hopefully will get to see more new episodes. But nonetheless, it's a huge Loud House and Casagrandes like review session that we're having right now. You know what? If they continue to make more new episodes, then we'll go ahead and continue doing all these reviews because I love doing this because it's actually all fun just to rethink rethink of the episode and just talk about the best moments of these episodes to say.
Definitely. I share the same passion as you, man. It's definitely so fun to talk about the things I love, so fun to rant about the things I love. And of course, Loud Casa is no exception. And it's a Loud Casa summer.
That's why you say Loud Casa summer, indeed.
Yeah, it feels like our own Vicky Free summer in a way, right?
I just call it a Loud Casa summer just because it is literally just new episodes of Loud House and
No,
Casa
but
Grandes.
you
I'm
know,
loving it.
you know how Fairly Odd Parents says Vicky Free summer? Well,
Yeah, that was like
this is
a long
equivalent
time
to
ago.
well, Loud Casa summer is our equivalent to that.
I call it. I brought it out there for our Loud House or our Loud Casa Talks Twitter. We always have. I'm calling it Loud Casa Summer just because we had all these new episodes, and it kind of stinks that it'll be later. Like we will not have new episodes later. But you know what? I'm enjoying it for now, and we'll see what happens next as we continue on with more Loud House and Casa Grandes episodes. All right, but yeah, you know what? Let's go straight to our weekly checkup. We always do this every week, talk about our lives, what's been happening this week. So, Omid, what's going on with you? What happened this week?
Well, actually, I want to talk about a certain day that we spent together. So both of us and our friend Jess were pretty much hanging around Cupertino. We had this treat, and then we went around, and then we had some Kura sushi. Where not only did we get sushi, but we also got some swag coming, some very
Did you
special
actually
swag.
have your swag with you right now? Because my swag is literally in my other room.
Yes, gather around, boys and girls. It's time for show and tell. So anyway, while we were eating at Kuro Sushi, we actually won a few prizes. Here, let me show you. This is the Demon Slayer
Nice, I
lanyard
love it.
because I'm a Demon Slayer fan, and so is Nate. Nate's a Demon Slayer fan as well.
I am.
So not only did I get this, but I also got a little Nezuko keychain. Oh look, precious
Really
demon
cute.
baby, precious demon baby.
Hey, I'm the
Yes.
Zenitsu cosplayer, so I definitely need like Nezuko chan.
So yeah,
So
all in all, good food, good swag, good company.
okay, so I have to say a really good weekend for me. Busy work has gone busy, but what can you do? It's work and everything. But ever since, but the last weekend was fun. Went to play some more card games. Went 1-2. Unfortunately, Ruka didn't do really well in my deck. I'm probably gonna bring back Fate Grand Order next week, but let's see how that goes. And then, of course, I'm gonna follow up with Omid's thing. We actually ate Kura sushi, but before we actually ate, I think the mistake was we ended up eating Korean hot dogs, and yeah, those were actually fattening. And I was like, okay, first off, I didn't eat lunch, so I had to get something in my belly, and that's why the Korean hot dogs were the one option I want. But then we didn't know how quick we were going to go to sushi, so we ended up getting sushi. But at the same time, I couldn't eat a lot of sushi. Like I could go for like 10 or 15 plates, but I ended up getting 10 plates at least, so that's good. But it was filling. It was really filling the whole day. That literally when I went home, I just knocked out. I was just really tired.
Yo, the food coma is real, man. Those Korean hot dogs were really good stuff, man. Good taste.
Yeah, and then I don't have the swag with me that Omid has, but I got the lanyard too. But then I also picked up a Zenitsu keychain, obviously, just because it's my boy. That'll represent my boy, the electric sleeping goddess there. And then I got what was it? I got Tanjiro, by the way. So I technically had the trio, except we don't have Inosuke, unfortunately.
Where is Inosuke? Where's the boy?
Maybe you ate more. Maybe you ate more. We could have got it.
Could have come. But no, our stars are telling us, no, you already had, Korean hot dogs too, so you kind of paid the price on that.
Yeah, I think it was our fault for getting our stomach stuffed with like boba tea and the hot dogs. So it was our fault that we didn't do well with in Kura. I should have told Jess that, let me starve for the sushi. But no, I mean, I understand. I mean, my other friend Jerry would probably hit me just because she'll just be like, food is important. Yeah. Because it is. Don't
yeah,
stop.
it is. Exactly. I mean, like when you're hungry, of course you want to go and pretty much eat whatever immediately before your,
but then I
your
was
focus
playing cards.
your planned meal. That's true. Yeah, that's the thing.
Cards.
You were playing cards on an empty stomach. So
yeah. So I don't know. Maybe that's the reason why I went 1-2. I need to go 3-0. I need something to get me to 3-0 somehow. Anyways, but yeah, that's pretty much it for our weekly checkup. Looks like we're all having fun. Let's go straight to our episode review. So let's start off with the first episode that came out the 18th of June. Sorry, the 18th of June, and it's called Fidelity. All right, so the synopsis here says, when Bobby and Par are left in charge of Ziggy's shop, they must resist jamming with the shop's musical treasures. Okay, so again, we haven't seen this in a while, that Bobby and Par are having an episode. How'd you feel about the fact that we're having another Par and Bobby episode?
Oh my god, I just adore this friendship. It's just so cute. Like you see Bobby and Par, like ever since Never Friending Story, like you see them being totally gay for each other. Like yes, Bobby and Par are the gay bromance that we know and love, and it is just so beautiful. Like pretty much you pretty much see Par as sort of like, Bobby as Par being the most important part of Bobby's life, the most important person of Greatest City. Similar to how Lori was the most important person in Royal Woods back when he lived in Royal Woods. I just love it. Like, I just love seeing these two, like having this bromance, having fun together, and, being stupid together. It's just all good fun.
I'm going to say, though, like, we have never seen a Par and Bobby episode since, I think, Par's birthday. But this is with Carlota too, so they were like competing. It was more towards a Bobby and Carlota episode in that what was it? In that babysitter.
Babysitter.
Yeah,
love babysitter.
I do love it. I mean, like the dynamic between Bobby and Par looks like they're really cool BFFs, and yeah, we haven't seen a lot of episodes with them together. Now we have them again, and it just feels good to actually see these two again. Plus Par, because I haven't seen Par in forever. So. I mean, coming into this episode, I was like, oh, cool, a Par and Bobby episode. This looks pretty fun. Let's see how this goes. And then when we come into the episode, we get to see them play rock and roll. They look like they love music, etc., etc. So, it's
they are in a band
with these two.
They are in a band, so that's kind of another thing. In a battle of the bands, you see like Bobby and Par and those other two guys. They actually formed a band at the end. So I'm just like, I like where this is going. This is pretty much the Casagrandes' own Moon Goats. Like, it's the Moon Goats of the Casagrandes.
Yeah, you can pretty much put it that way.
Except not as awesome as Moon Goats. Okay, I'm just saying.
Either way.
Not as awesome as Moon Goats, but still.
So yeah, let's head over to the episode right now. And it seems that Ziggy was getting obviously close up shop, considering that he needs to go to Royal Woods. Wait, go to Royal Woods. Okay, so he would go to Royal Woods for a McSwagger CD from a girl. Wait, is it a girl or is it somebody else?
It's a certain someone we know. It's a certain.
Is it real? So when I heard this, I'm like, okay, I'll be a fan guess. I think I know that.
Yes. Oh my god, they reference the Queen of Rock and Roll, Luna Loud, baby. Yes.
Oh my god. So is it true that Luna Loud was the one that gave Ziggy the CD?
Yes, like because I can think of no other fan of Big Swagger that would actually, give Ziggy the vinyl than the Queen of Rock and Roll itself, Best Loud Still, Luna Loud. Yes, I'm just like, Casagrandes, you gave Lincoln an appearance, you gave Lisa an appearance, you gave Lauren an appearance, you even gave Clyde, freaking Clyde of all people, an appearance to Casagrandes. When's the Luna's turn, darn it? When is Luna's turn, dang it?
I think my thing right now is that I feel like something going on because we've been having episodes where the Loud House characters have been popping up. I mean, this one, for
Yes.
example, this is just more of a reference because Luna didn't pop up, but I understand the transition that's going on here in the Casagrandes, where we get to see Loud House characters pop up in the Casagrandes, and then when season 7 hits for the Loud House, there's no Casagrandes anymore. There's going to be, uh, what is it? There's going to be the Casagrandes in the Loud House. I don't know. It just feels like they're trying to at least try to mix it up together, where you get to see Loud House characters come to the Casagrandes. Casagrandes are going to be eventually move over to the Loud House, and they're going to have Loud House episodes, which is unfortunate. But yeah, I still am kind of pissed the fact that we don't have a series anymore. But yeah,
Just a quick reminder. I just want to take a little quick reminder. May I remind you all that this is still one of Nickelodeon's biggest screw ups ever, like one of the worst mistakes Nickelodeon's ever had. I just like to give a little reminder of that. Move on.
yeah, I would too. I mean, I would too. But what can we do? It is what Nickelodeon does. It's just stupid. That's a stupid thing they did, anyways. Anyway, look. We have a
It's
loud Casa Talks
Spongelodian.
episode. We have a loud Casa Talks episode for us to. You can listen to that episode, okay? We have a big complaint with that one. Okay, back to the episode here. All right. So yeah, Ziggy leaves Bobby and Par for them to watch the shop because they want to get something cool in the shop for an employee discount, for example. But unfortunately, things go awry when they are in charge. You want to explain your thoughts on this?
Yes. Now, of course, Bobby and Par think that being in charge of looking after the shop by sort of helping out in the shop while Ziggy's away, they think that it'll be, a cakewalk. But then, as you see here, it actually proves to be easier said than done. And I do mean much easier said than done. Because one of the main obstacles that they have to get through, and of course, one of the hardest, things to overcome in terms of retail, the customers. The customers.
So the thing is that you're thinking that they're going to watch the shop and just overall watch the shop, but at the same time, you also have to work on their customers' needs. And I mean, go through each customer's needs, like vintage clothing that Vito tried to wear, and obviously it's too tight for him that they need to help him out of it. So yeah, that was bad. There was also Becky was trying to drum up with drums, and I'm like, well, first off, I didn't know Becky was an awesome drummer. Please let it happen. Let her become in a band, please. Also, hey, Becky's back. Hey.
I don't know. Like from what I've seen, I don't know who's a more intense instrument player, Becky with the drums or what was it? His name. Lincoln's teacher, Mr. Bullhopper.
Mr. Bullhopper. Yeah.
Like I got to know like who would be the hardest instrument player, Becky or Mr. Bullhopper with his instrument?
I think
it's
Mr.
kind of a tough
Bullhopper
call.
will definitely be more stricter than Becky. Becky at least is more of a, she's a mean person, but she's kind of like, better, I would say.
It'd be interesting though too if somehow like Becky after one of the players gets injured or something like that, like Becky asked to pretty much be part of the band, and of course, like Bobby's really hesitant given that it's Becky, but then Becky tells him, makes him an offer, and so it's going to play on this. It might play on the same note, go the same direction as the episode with Mr. Ballhoffner in the Dad's band.
Yeah. You know what's weird? If we can actually see Becky in a band episode, that'd be pretty cool to see. And then last but not least, we also get to see Carl and Sergio also mess up the store as well. That is them though. I mean, come on. Sergio's going to ruin everything and Carl's always trying to make a mess. I'm like, yeah, these two are going to be them.
My God, nickel every time. No, penny every time I see these two, and every time I see these two in a bad appearance. Whoo, boy, let me tell you, I'll buy a condo.
You'll buy a condo. I am just going to say this, though. I mean, this is pretty much, I don't know what Bobby's doing, but it just feels like he always keeps on getting roped into whatever Carl and Sergio is always into. Like that one scene where Sergio literally is Bobby's chasing Sergio, and he turns out to, get dragged around with the headphones. So, I don't know. It's kind of like corny comedy, but at the same time, I'm like, yeah, Bobby, please don't.
Seriously, it's every time these two show up, they keep messing up stuff. I'm just like, here we go again. Here
Yeah.
we go again.
So here's the thing. Like, I understand, like, Bobby and Par are currently having some trouble with maintaining the stores. What do? They pretty much close up shop. But the thing is, when they close up shop, they have all the stuff, all that vintage stuff with them. And the thing is, there's some sort of power that comes to this vintage stuff. Um, in these next couple of scenes, you get to see like Bobby getting to try on clothes, like sorry, Bobby trying to try on clothes, and Par trying to like listen to CDs. There's like a big possessive power here. What's going on with vintage stuff here? How do you feel about these scenes? How do you feel about these scenes here?
There's no escaping the temptation of vintage stuff because let me tell you, when you see the vintage stuff, you know you want to grab your hands on him. So of course, oh my God, you see Bobby there. It's like he's trying to leave on. I mean, come on, let's be honest. We've all had that moment. We've all had the moment where we're in a vintage store or we're in an anime store or anything like that, and then we see something that we really love. We want to see something that is rare or anything like that. You know, you just want to get your hands on them. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. I'm not gonna lie to that. I
I know
mean,
that feeling.
I know that feeling too. I mean, when it comes to that as well. So I I love the fact, but the thing is like they're trying to clean up, but at the same time they're just like, I need to play this song, I need to wear this clothes. It's like, don't do that. You're gonna ruin stuff or make it messy. So
Like I said, never resist. It's hard to resist the temptation of vintage material.
I mean, yeah, it definitely does look like that. But yeah, I mean, I understand the possessive power that comes to vintage clothing, I guess, but I mean, who knows about it? Here's the thing about this though, that apparently they can get like out of the trance when it comes to clothes and CDs, but when it comes to guitars, well, it's pretty much a rock show with these two. Explain your thoughts when they were like rocking out to what was it Ziggy's guitars.
Oh my God. I just love this scene. It's just really fun to see Bobby and Par have so much fun with all this stuff. And especially with the guitars. Like, let me tell you, especially in this scene, like this scene really does bring out the rock and roll like within them. It really does bring out, and especially since they're in a band together, they're
Mm.
both really passionate about music. Oh my God. I just love seeing this because it really tells you that they really are the musical type. They are building themselves up to become like the Luna and Sam of the
Mm.
Casagrandes, except not nearly as awesome as Luna and Sam. But I digress. So yeah, like I said, it really does warm my. It really does bring a smile on my face to see him play, and it makes me excited to see episodes with Bobby's band.
Yeah, I really would love to see that, but we don't. Ever since the boy was in the band episode, ever since that band episode where Bobby joins Par's band, there really wasn't like much after that. If here's the thing though, at least we know that these two are musical people. So when it comes to that whole set of guitars, obviously they're going to rock out, and literally for just like a minute or two, they go out and rock in scenes where they're like playing guitars together. They had like so much transitions and stuff like that. So I understand why they would be in this kind of situation where they'll be like, okay, you know what, we got these guitars, might as well just rock on with whatever's happening in the I was happening with
Yes,
them. So yeah, I thought the cool thing was the fact that these two are playing together. These look like they're having their fun time and all. But yeah, it's awesome to see these two just start to be like rocking bros.
I agree, man. I honestly, if Luna could see this, Luna would be like, "Dude, I'm so proud to be your future brother-in-law."
Oh my god. I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, so the thing is that yeah, they rocked
No,
out with all
I'm
the
so
stuff.
I'm so
Go ahead.
proud to have you as my future brother-in-law. There you go. There you go.
Okay. Anyways, as they continue to rock out, it turns out they actually messed up the store again. And unfortunately, Ziggy is about to go home. He already got the CD from quote Luna Loud. We don't know. We don't know the girl. She didn't say anything. I don't know if it's Luna. It could be, but
It is.
uh,
It is. Like,
nonetheless, Ziggy gets the CD, and the thing is that he's heading back home. But the thing is, they left it a mess. So obviously, they had this whole scene of them cleaning up and all. But yeah, how do you feel about this scene here where they were cleaning up and then at the last moment they forgot a guitar?
yeah, like as much as I loved Bobby and Par just having fun jamming with the guitars together, let's be real here. Um, I mean, let's be real here. Their actions do have some sort of consequence at the end, and having a guitar missing is that consequence. So yeah, Bobby and Parr, they kind of brought this on themselves because they should have been more careful, because these are vintage stuff. These are real guitars. This is real stuff. And yeah, like I can understand, they love music and they do get carried away with it, but even still though, guys, like y'all should be more careful next time. Just saying. I still love you, but still.
Like I said, it is their fault for them to, make this mess. So they have this transition where they were cleaning up. I guess it was just like a minute or two, and then after that, they just totally forgot about the air guitar. And then what I love, what I love in this scene here was the fact that okay, so yeah, they fess up. And obviously Ziggy got a little bit disappointed the fact that they forgot the quote guitar, and they were apologizing and everything like that. But at the end, it turned out that guitar was absolutely supposed to be there. That was supposed to be there. Like there was not a guitar at all. It's because it's an air guitar. I'm like, really? What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, honestly, yeah, it was actually kind of weird because like I kind of like, who would have thought that their first guitar would be like an air guitar, like an empty
Mhm.
guitar. I understand everyone has an air guitar, but is it really something that you had to like put on an empty shelf about? But maybe it does show the uttermost passion that Ziggy has for playing guitar. So I can kind of see why he does. But then at the end of the day, Bobby Parr kind of freaked out over nothing. I guess
Yeah,
he freaked out over nothing.
that was the thing that I kind of got me. I mean, yeah, I mean, also when you look back at the episode, you look back when the whole guitars come out, it is true that Ziggy's first guitar literally wasn't there. What I love is the fact that they tried to replace it with an inflatable or whatever guitar was available, and it was an inflatable, unfortunately.
Yeah.
So I thought that was pretty cute to actually put that in there. But yeah, in the end, they would apologize. They would cry just the fact that they don't get their discount anymore. But here's the thing though, Bobby and Parr would still end up actually getting their money's worth, considering that they were honest to Ziggy and the fact that they messed up the store, cleaned it up and all. Nonetheless, the store still ended up doing well, and Parr and Bobby do end up getting something in the store anyways for free. How do you like this whole ending here?
Yeah, I really do like it. Like I know that Bobby Parr have been kind of messing with the stuff, but at the end of the day, they did learn a lesson or something like that. But it could have been a stronger ending if Bobby and Parr had to, let's say, work a day extra to earn the discount. But this time, like, take the job more seriously before getting the discount. But at least Bobby and Parr do fess up. They're honest with them, and so Ziggy has a heart to pretty much give them the discount right after they confess.
So yeah, I mean, it's cool that they confessed and all, and then as a reward, they still end up getting something for free instead of the discount, for example. So good for them. I mean, it just tells you that Parr and Bobby are going to be very honest people. They know that they messed up, and they will do whatever it takes to make sure everything is right. So it's cool to actually have these two confess and be nice people. The prizes they get though was kind of interesting because like we get get Parr with a vintage was it speaker? Well, Bobby gets an air guitar. I'm like, really, Bobby?
Oh God,
Come on! Out
but
of all the things that are free, you
air
get something
guitar.
that is fake.
Are you for real? Like I said, Bobby really is the Lenny Loud of the Casagrandes. It's like this is
Damn
one
it,
of the
I'll be like
this is
the
one of those
damn it, Bobby.
examples that just shows.
I'll be the damn it, Bobby here.
Yeah, yeah. This really brought out the Hank Hill in me. Like, God dang it, Bobby! Like,
Dang it, Bobby.
I I had a Hank Hill moment.
Oh god, it was just whatever. But yeah, that was pretty much it for Fidelity. Anything else you want to bring up from this episode?
Yes, like I said before, this episode really does open doors. Well, I mean, I want to say it opens doors, but unfortunately, Casa Grandes is pretty much close to death's door, unfortunately. So I was about to say that it opens doors to Bobby and Parr's future episodes as helpers of Ziggy's shop, and also more episodes with Bobby, Parr, and their band. But like I said, we'll be lucky to get one or two episodes before the whole series ends, but I'm not sure.
I'm not sure entirely. I got nothing else to say, Omid. I just feel like this episode is not bad of an episode to say. So,
Yeah.
anyways, let's go straight to our reviews. How would you rate this episode?
I would rate this an 8 out of 10. It's honestly a really fun episode, really cute episode, seeing Bobby and Parr being gay for each other and pretty much being stupid together, being adorable together. It's just so awesome to see. And then, of course, you see them having fun with the merchandise, with the vintage, including especially the guitars. And yes, even though they did slip, you did get the feeling that they didn't mean to screw up. It is their first time doing work in the shop, so you can tell that they learned from this, and hopefully they'll come out as better helpers to Ziggy.
Yeah, for sure. Sorry, I had to do this. This is so weird. Yeah, Fidelity. Sorry about that. It was a mess up there. I don't know. I just felt like this episode was kind of meh to me. I love the fact that it is a Bobby and Parr episode. Still not the best episode for a Casagrandes episode. It is kind of awesome, little average here or there. I feel like the resolution was way too fast, and it feels like they really didn't learn much when it comes to the lesson here. But I have to say, not the best episode for a Casagrandes episode, but I love the fact that Parr and Bobby does have their episode. Meh episode to me. I give it a 6. I give it a 6 out of 10. It wasn't that great.
It's fair. It's totally fair. It's totally fair.
Yeah. Sorry, Bobby Parr fans. Anyways, let's move on to our next episode as we talk about Chisne. Synopsis here says the family tries to stop their notorious chismoso. Does it called chismoso? Hector
Chismoso.
From gossiping all over the town, but can he stay quiet? All right, so the episode begins with Hector, of course, gossiping in the Mercado. This is kind of his thing. We just love to gossip around the Mercado. But it feels like it's just going a little bit too much, considering that it just continues to spread to other people. Well, more like teasing it to other people, considering that the rumor is always in front of their face. Do you think Hector's chisme is getting a little bit too much?
Okay, I just want to get this out of the way right now. Now, this isn't the first time that we've had a Casagrande episode in which the main theme of it is gossip. You do remember a certain episode, right?
Oh, well, God. Oh, wait. Why would you bring that up after all the time?
I'll say this because this is the antidote. Like, this is the antidote to that episode that, it's just never should have existed. It's just, I need brain bleach right now just thinking about it. Anyway, what I love about this is that this is exactly what a gossiping episode should be, because it stars Hector, and Hector is known for gossip, known for chisme. And so the episode does prove here that Hector's chisme, of course, does get on everyone's nerves and all that stuff. It gets on everyone's nerves up to a point where the family feels frustrated, and they pretty much set up an intervention for Hector, telling him that the chisme's got to stop. And then, of course, though Hector, you can see that while Hector doesn't mean to hurt anyone's feelings, chisme is hurtful. Let's be honest with you all. Gossip is very hurtful, and of course, it's especially evident in. Oh my God. Anyway, so yeah, of course, we do see from not just this episode, but in certain episodes before it, that gossip can be hurtful. And so what happens next is that Hector promises to stop the chisme, stop the gossip, but is it easier said than done? Well, not for our chismoso, unfortunately.
Fortunately for this guy, look, here's the thing. He always does this throughout the Casagrandes. Like, it keeps on going. Like, he just keeps on giving out rumors. I mean, even in the first episode where we get to see the Casagrandes in relative chaos, he even starts rumoring then, too. Like, he literally just says, by the way, do you know little Filipino is whitening his teeth? That kind of thing. Literally, he does do this gossip thing. And yeah, we have not seen that here or there, but eventually it was going to come back. And this was a trait that Hector has always had throughout the Casagrandes. So I was just happy that they actually brought it back and actually make it a problem for him, especially the fact that this started to become so bad that even other people know about the gossip too. So FYI, like he gets some gossip and then he will share the gossip and he doesn't know that it was actually right in front of their faces. For example, like the Miranda one, where Miranda had a boyfriend and he literally said it, and he literally said something very like secretive from Miranda, and then say it right in front of her boyfriend and Miranda. And I'm like, are you kidding me? What are you doing here? You're like trying to ruin a relationship, which did happen. But still, I don't know. It just feels like Hector definitely had that problem, and it's a good thing that they actually brought it up here because we have never seen the problem of Hector's gossiping for quite some time, and it turned out to be quite a problem considering how this episode runs. So yeah, I mean, I love that the idea come for the Chisme here.
Yeah, same. Like definitely.
So Hector would promise to lay off the Chisme, but it proves to be too much easier said than done because you get to see a lot of the kids are trying to make sure that he stays quiet, even if Margarita is the one who was actually helping him spread the gossip. So literally, when Margarita came in, the kids are trying their best to like quiet him down, like make him shut up, and they'll do whatever it takes to do so with gum, with even spraying water at him. To say the least, it all worked out. I mean, no gossip was spread to say overall. So I just like this whole entire scene where the kids are trying their best to quiet down Hector.
Yeah, of course, trying to stop Hector comes with wacky comedy. So, of course, you see them do whatever it takes to stop Hector's gossip. Even putting, carrots in his ears, putting a blindfold over his eyes to make sure he doesn't hear or see the gossip, because apparently Hector could read lips. And then you see them tackle Hector to the ground. You see them, like, pretty much put a wad of gum in Hector's mouth. And then, of course, you see Sergio doing something useful for once in this entire series and actually spray Hector whenever he does have the tendency to spread gossip. And you think all is good. You think all is good at the end. You think all is well, but unfortunately, that streak of success in trying to stop Hector from gossiping, it doesn't last very long.
My thing right here is the fact that Hector and Margarita are the gossip people, and I didn't expect Margarita to become the gossiper person. She turns out to be the one person that like to do haircuts and stuff, but I never expect Margarita to actually have a quirk where she actually is kind of like Hector, where she does turn around the gossip and everything.
Margarita is one gossipy girl. Oh God! Why did I just say that? Oh, stupid! Oh, I'm so stupid for saying that. Oh God!
Why'd you have to bring back the episode?
I did not say anything. I did not say that. It was just too perfect of a joke to pass up. It was too perfect joke to pass up. It still hurts.
You were planning this. You were planning this the whole time. You really want to bring up gossip. You want to bring up a gossipy girl in this.
Hey, sometimes comedy hurts. Okay, sometimes comedy hurts.
Okay, well, still, I mean, why would you remind me of the episode? Anyways, back to my plot here. I do love the effort that the kids are trying to do. I mean, especially when it comes to intervening with Hector, considering Hector has this problem and they are doing whatever it takes to make sure that this problem goes away. But unfortunately, it didn't go well, considering that literally, even if the rumor did come out, he still spread it somehow. Literally just like put his like elbow to a speaker. He didn't notice about that, and then he literally just says like, Bruno has 2 belly buttons, and yeah, that turned out to be everywhere, and Bruno got embarrassed because of that. Yeah, not working.
Oh man, yeah, honestly, yeah, you can't help but feel sorry for. Oh God, no! You can't help but feel sorry for poor Bruno. Look, as soon as the gossip spreads, as soon as they hear the gossip, look at this. Them pointing, laughing. You see the pointing fingers in all directions. You see Bruno humiliated. I'm just like, I don't need any more flashbacks from that 10-minute atrocity that I witnessed months ago. Okay, I do not need flashbacks to, I don't need flashbacks to that 10-minute atrocity, that 10-minute abomination. Please do not remind me of that, please. Anyway,
apparently he's suffering from that.
Yes, like honestly, he's suffering more than we were at that moment. So yeah, I can't help but feel bad for poor Bruno. Just look at him. Look at him. look at the expression on his face. Like you can tell by his expression on his face, he's just like today is not his day. Poor guy.
My thing about this whole scenes where the kids are trying their best to help Hector out from his spreading of the chisme. It's the fact that Sergio actually helped out in this episode, but I'm just feeling like there's episodes where Sergio is like a jerk, and then there's episodes where Sergio can actually help. I don't get what the Casagrandes are doing with Sergio. It just feels like in and out, bad and good. But this time he actually turned out to be good.
Yeah, that's the thing. The problem with Sergio, though, is that his characterization is inconsistent. Like you see him like good sometimes, you see him bad sometimes. But he's only good whenever the plot requires him to be good, and most of the time, like I said, the bad mostly outweighs the good, unfortunately. And when it does feel good, it doesn't feel like he's developing. It feels more like inconsistent character writing. That's just my opinion.
That's a good way to put. That's a good way to put it. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, I still though. I mean, we get to see at least a good side of Sergio where he actually helps with Hector's little problem. Anyways, yeah, the problem still consists where Hector continues to spread rumors. So what do they do? Well, it's time to go back to another episode where we get to see another character come back, Greta. Do you remember her? Right. Remember Greta,
Yeah.
where he hypnotized Bobby? Yeah, that's right.
I know.
She comes
the
back.
Cat episode, the Bobby Cat episode. It was a fun episode.
I like that. No, that was one of my favorite episodes. I don't know why people hate it. Just because Bobby was a cat.
No, like it was a good, not great, not stellar episode. It was still a good episode. Like it wasn't perfect, like, but it was still something that was something of. It was something I was me wowed by.
Oh my god, you and your puns. Are you trying to be Luann Loud or something? Anyways, but yeah, so we bring back Greta, and she hypnotizes Hector to stop spreading gossip. The thing is that it actually works out because whenever gossip pops out, he does scratch himself, and that is the whole trick that happened. How do you feel seeing Greta back, and the fact that Greta is trying her best by putting a spell on Hector to not spread any rumors or not spread any gossip anymore?
Now, some might think this might be going a bit too far to hypnotize Hector, but then again, some others could argue that I felt that this is necessary, and honestly, I gotta agree with the latter. Like Hector is gossiping, like it's becoming a habit, and the thing is with bad habits is that if they become so uncontrollable that it gets up to a point where it hurts other people like emotionally, this is at a point where it's time to it's time to call for desperate measures. And of course, desperate measures is of course going to Greta. And so you see Hector being hypnotized, and so he can't gossip anymore. He can't spread chisme, otherwise he's gonna scratch himself. He's gonna, scratch himself until there's marks everywhere.
Yeah, that was pretty much the rumor there. I mean, every time he tries to spread gossip, it just continues to be an ongoing slot of him just scratching himself like a cat, for example. And it becomes very problematic, just the fact that he keeps scratching everything. Here's the thing that I also was freaked out about: the fact that the kids really don't want him to gossip anymore, and because of that, whenever gossip pops up, he just scratches. And I love how the reaction came from the kids, where they're like, "We don't want it to come back. Like this is going to be, this will be, what was it? Greta pretty much warned them, this is not going to, you're not going to have this reversed. That this curse is not going to be reversed." Then the kids are like, "We don't want it to be reversed." So they really hope that this is permanent. And yeah, this is permanent. So. I mean, first off, great to see Greta again, and to also do her hypnotizing powers to actually help Hector out, which turned out to really work out. Or did it? So, turns out there are certain situations where Hector's chisme was needed. So the family came to the conclusion that they made a mistake and they got to do what it takes to actually bring the chisme back. How did you feel about the fact that, like, they want to bring the chisme back from Hector?
Yeah, it turns out that Hector's gossip is actually kind of needed after all, because there are times where, for example, Hector could have warned Ronnie Ann that there's a banana, or that Hector could have told Bobby something about Miranda, much needed information, and all that stuff. So I think that they're going for this message here that like here's the thing. Um like when it comes to gossip, right? Gossip should only be used at the right time. Um like it's something that needs to be used in moderation and in small doses. Like don't go for either extreme. Like don't go for gossiping too much or don't gossip at all. Just gossip at the right moment and gossip the right amount. I feel that that's what this episode is trying to go for, and honestly, I like the direction they're going with this.
The thing is that some gossip can become good or bad. Some gossip can turn out to be very helpful, considering that the gossip that was going to be given to Bobby for Miranda was going to be very nice, but at the end, it turned out to be worse. The gossip that was going to give was that he was going to give to Ronnie Ann didn't help out either. And then the same goes to Rosa as well, because yeah, she had a snoring problem and she ended up getting something that would help her out with snoring. But at the end, especially the time where they were all sleeping and then they they all thought they woke up to Darth Vader. Yeah, they all attacked each other, even though Rosa said that she had a snoring machine and then Hector didn't tell to everybody else. So yeah.
Darth Rosa! Darth Rosa.
Darth Rosa, you say, right? Oh man, this was great. By the way, that was a great scene.
Yes. Darth Rosa Darth Rosa's like, I am your abuela.
So the thing right now is that they have Hector does have Chisne, but it can like we said, it could be good, it could be bad. But it seems that the curse went through all Chismes. So even if Hector does send out some good gossip, it still wouldn't turn out well, considering the family is just suffering from that. So what did they do in the end? They will try to at least give so many rumors to Hector that in the end he would actually get the curse lifted out of him by pretty much spreading the rumors out no matter what to everybody. How'd you like this whole ending here where he was like literally inflating like a balloon and started spreading out the rumors to everybody?
Oh god, I just love this one where it's like he literally just screams out. He just lets it all out. He lets it all out. That's part of the plan, of course, to pretty much let out the Chisme out of Hector to reverse the curse. And would you know it works. Like you see Hector screaming at the top of his lungs, like pretty much every gossip.
Every gossip that they were saying.
Rosa buys tortillas. Bobby and CJ share toothbrushes. Ryan does a 340. And worst of all, Carlos doesn't recycle. Oh, like yeah, Carlos, I am shocked and appalled, sir. Have you no heart? How do you not recycle right? How do you not recycle right? Come on, work on your recycling, man.
There are only 2 bins. It's easy to do that.
Exactly.
And he's not helping the environment either. Wow, Carlos, I thought you were the smart person in the family.
Think about the earth, Carlos. Get your head out of the books and think about Mother Earth. Just saying.
My thing is that it was the one rumor that ended up making Hector like pop and just literally blurt out all the rumors. I mean, to be fair, that is a good topper. The fact that like one of their Casagrandes members don't recycle, and it is the smartest person that doesn't recycle.
What a shocking plot twist! What a shocking plot!
Plot twist, indeed, yeah. But no matter what, they did the plan, and it turned out to work out in the end. So it turns out everything all went well at the end, and no matter what, they're all still spreading gossip, and they know how to tame themselves, especially when gossip starts to hurt them. Especially the fact that Vito also spread some bad gossip, and he's also getting sprayed by Sergio. I'm guessing they know the lesson by now. Don't spread bad rumors.
Exactly. And look at this. And you see Vito pretty much. You see Vito kind of like giving a elbow nudge to Hector by saying like, "Oh, there's a gossip about Hector." Going through all this gossip, going through all this stuff, and Hector's like, "You really shouldn't gossip." And then Sergio sprays Vito with water. Yeah, I don't know. Like, that was kind of funny to watch. That was kind of funny to watch.
All right, but yeah, that's pretty much it for our review for Cut the Chisme. Anything else you want to bring up from this episode?
Yes, Casagrandes crew. This is how you do a gossip episode. this is how you do Casagrandes gossip episode. This is how you make it work. Like this is because first of all, you got Hector having the main role, and of course it makes sense for him considering that he is the gossipy type. Like he's a gossipy type. Second of all, this is a gossip episode that isn't stupid. It isn't badly written. It isn't mean spirited. It isn't contrived. It isn't gross. It isn't any of the it isn't any of the negative, things that I would say about it. Like honestly, like I really like Cut the Cheese, I really do. Just by the simple fact that it's the antidote of the 10-minute abomination that should never have been made, never should have been in the cutting room floor. Never should have. This was perfect, and not perfect, but I would say Cut the Cheese was very well done.
I would say this though, Cut the Chisne was actually a better episode than the previous episode that we reviewed.
Much better.
Yeah, much better for sure. I do like the story here where we get to see Hector and his perk, where he continued to become a gossip king, because he's always been known to spread rumors, and heck, look what he does here. It turns out to be a big problem, and he tries his best to, and then everybody's trying to do its best for him to lessen on the rumor. So, good point for Hector, especially because this is an episode for him. There's a couple things that I kind of want to get some things answered. First off, when did Miranda date this guy? I want to know Miranda's love life now.
We never see this guy until this episode. Like, if you look at him, he looks like kind of like a grown-up Mandark. You ever notice? Like he looks like a grown-up Mandark.
Not with the haircut though. The haircut's like very like bowl cut, but he looks like one of those nerds. I'm sorry.
He looks like a good nerd. He looks like one of those adorable nerds you just want to see.
Like in this episode, we get to see Miranda date this guy, and then she gets dumped too. And I'm like, oh, what, Miranda? You got to blame Hector for that, because he ruined it all for Miranda to have a love life.
Like I said, gossip should be used like whenever it's necessary, whenever it's used for good.
And also, again, awesome Star Wars reference that we got with Rosa being Darth Vader and all. It was just kind of cool, like the way that it all comes out and all the kids are trying to attack her.
Yes, it's like Ronnie Yen, be one with the Force. Ronnie Yen Skywalker, bring out your lightsaber.
All right. I think that's all I could say. Anything else you want to bring? You already said what else you want to bring up. So let's go ahead and go straight to our reviews. Omid, how would you rate Cut the Chisne?
I would rate this an 8.5 out of 10. Like honestly, this was a good use for Hector's character, like Hector's gossiping side. It was definitely a good way to explore Hector's gossipy side, more like make it like the main focus. And you get to see how the family is frustrated with him, and so he tries his stuff, but it's easier said than done. And so when he gets hypnotized, you do see how the opposite extreme doesn't work either, where it's like now they need his gossip, but I feel that the message could have been that the gossip should be used sparingly and whenever it's the right time to do so versus the wrong time to do so. And definitely the reason I give it an extra 0.5 is because it is a gossip episode that is actually done right. So that automatically gets a 0.5 out of me. So from this moment on, like, this is the official gossip episode of the Casagrandes. Okay, this is the only one in my mind. Okay, this is the only one.
I got nothing much to say about this. I mean, this is it's awesome to actually see an episode where we get to see Hector have a problem, and it definitely is one of the problems that makes him Hector, where he always spreads rumors, he always spreads gossip, and that obviously is a bad thing, especially the fact that it's with his family and friends to say. But yeah, I mean, I do love it. It was not, like I said, not not the best episode to say, but it is cool to actually get like a Hector Casagrande episode here or there. I give it a 7.5 out of 10. Not bad. Like I said, better than the previous episode that we had. It was something that I got myself more entertained to. It's cool to see Hector get a perk that he turns out to have a problem with and make it show in an episode to say. But yeah, I mean, not bad for an episode for Hector.
Yeah, definitely. The episode
All
that previous episode should have been about.
right. Exactly, right? All right. Now let's head over to our last episode that we're going to review for tonight. It's actually a special, by the way. It's a 30-minute episode that everybody watched on July 1st, 2022, and it's called Phantom Freakout. So let's go ahead and go straight to the synopsis here because it is going to be quite a fun one if you all know what happened in this episode. So yeah, Roddy and the gang are going to a 12 is Midnight music video, but things go awry when a ghost wreaks havoc in the concert hall. The kids and 12 is Midnight have to find out how to appease the ghost and quick. So yeah, the episode begins with Ronnie and Sid practicing the 12 is Midnight signature dance moves for their appearance in the music video. By the way, Sid won them tickets for them to appear in the music video, but she had to suffer a lot for it. How'd you feel about Sid eating so many cereal for her and Ronnie Ann to become part of the music video?
Yes, she's that big of a huge of a 12 is Midnight fan. She's willing to risk getting diabetes just to get a chance to be in a music video. That is how dedicated she is, folks. Let me tell you, there was no other dedicated 12 is Midnight quite like Sid Chang.
I swear to God, like Sid turns out to be such a freaking like fan. I mean, I thought, well, first off, Ronnie Ann is a fan of 12 is Midnight, but Sid is definitely big fan of 12 is Midnight. Plus the fact that she ends up, doing a lot for Yoon Kwan, for example. But it was crazy. I'm like, okay, I understand that 12 is Midnight is going to be appearing in your town for a music video, and obviously we do whatever it takes for them to actually be a part of it. And hell,
yeah,
for her to go through a lot of like cereal and all that, I was just like, God damn it, Sid. I get it. You're huge. Okay, so this is what kind of irks me here. Is this what K-pop fans do?
Yeah, honestly,
do they do that?
It sort of reminds me of a close friend of mine. Like, it sort of reminds me of a close friend of mine who is a huge K-pop fan himself. Like, he loves BTS, he loves Stray Kids, he loves all that stuff. Honestly, I could believe that he too would actually do this. Like, whenever there's some sort of like serial thing and or a chance to be in a music video, honestly, it wouldn't surprise me at all. Like, I love that dude. Like, he's one of my best friends, but it wouldn't surprise me at all if he actually did this too.
I would not be surprised. I mean, here's the thing. I know K-pop fans would pay top dollar for them to actually watch like a concert, like a lot of money to watch a concert for a K-pop star. So for a K-pop group, for example. But when it comes to like a contest like this, I didn't expect to sit to, get into so much cereal and even infect even have the whole animals even eat as well. I imagine they are probably sick too, to get 12 is Midnight tickets for a music video. I'm like, wow.
Yeah, honestly, she's lucky to end up going to a music video instead of going to a hospital.
Anything for Mushroom Yoon Kwan.
Like I said, no other dedicated fan like her. I want to ask, like, would you do this? Like, to all the K-pop fans that are watching this, comment below whether or not you would actually do this.
I mean, not really. I mean, I'm a Blackpink fan and I'm a Joe's Generation fan, but I will not go for that. I would pay the top dollar to actually go for like a close-up view to watch the concert, but not go for a contest where I would eat cereal or probably like eat myself in junk food for me to actually go to a music video or whatever.
Yeah, I love Monster X. I love Monster X and I love Girls' Generation too, but let's be honest, I wouldn't even touch two cereals. Maybe just one, but not, two at the same time.
My thing here though is that we still love you, Sid, even if you're a huge big fan of. I mean, we're just seeing Sid become a huge K-pop fan, and I'm guessing this is how K-pop fans behave.
Like I said, I love Sid Chang because she reminds me so much of my friend who's a huge K-pop stan. So yeah.
But and the fact that still Sid's an adorable young peach. Please just protect her at all costs.
I agree.
All right, so yeah, it appears that since they won this contest thing, they're supposed to go to Great Lakes City's like place for them to do the music video at. Apparently, it's in a very old concert hall. Director instructs them to fangirl like they never fangirl before, so they do once the K-pop group appears and does the anime hair flip. But by the way, please, somebody do it! Somebody get the GIF, please. I'm down for a GIF to see. I am literally saying it out there. Please give me a GIF of Yoon Kwan with the hair flip.
It turns out that Bully McGuire's got some competition in terms of who does the best hair flip.
I'm gonna say this though. Please do it because it's gonna give me research for me to cosplay that soon. But yeah, this could be an unforgettable day. This could be an unforgettable day for them. But little bit they know that there's something off that comes to this concert hall. How would you feel about this strange place that they're going to do this music video at?
Yeah, something did seem a bit off. Like, even at first glance, we see the look of the building outside. You can tell this is definitely old. It's definitely kind of haunted, like sort of abandoned. So yeah, I find it kind of surprising how out of all the places to do a K-pop concert of all things, they choose to go with an environment that isn't so lighthearted or anything like that. It's kind of surprising, but like maybe there is sort of a reason why they're doing this.
It's weird that they end up going to this place. Was it because it was something cheaper or something like that? No matter what, it was just weird to have a concert hall like that. Other things I also want to bring up is the fact that they end up being fangirls like forever. I mean, here's the thing: like you did the whole dance move, but at the same time, you're not doing the dance moves in the whole entire video. Instead, you're just becoming fangirls. And you know them;
Yeah.
they're gonna be huge fangirls, obviously.
Look at that! Look at that!
So, I mean, just the scene overall where you get to see Ronnie and Sid just continue to become fangirls. I mean, they even have Yoon Kwan's shirts on, and I'm not surprised here. Sid definitely is a huge fan of Yoon Kwan. Look at her just putting up a hot sign that says "I heart Yoon Kwan."
This reminds me of me when I went to see Flo perform. Now, Flo is not K-pop band. Obviously, they're more like a J-rock band. But even so, this is how Nate and I were. This is how Nate and I were when we saw Flo perform back in 2019.
It was such a fun time. By the way, that con is coming up real soon.
Yes, and I'll be there one day though.
I want that anime hair flip, guys. Please, please. Give me a gif of it, please. I'm looking through our pictures, by the way. So yeah. So here's the thing. It turns out like they're all doing the music video. Everybody's fine and all. Was it? Um, sorry, 12 is midnight is doing their dances, but at the same time, things are starting to go awry in the whole concert. In the whole concert hall, for example. Lights are flickering. There's a whole music. There's literally like somebody playing music in the background that is obviously ruining the video. Things are just weird here and there. How did you feel about the fact that this is like some sort of haunting that's going on here?
Yeah, honestly, I'm honestly still a bit concerned why the directors still went through with performing the show there, performing the music video there at this really old abandoned concert hall. Like when you go to a place like that, of course you know something is up. Of course you know something's about to go down. So honestly, I would say that if I were the director, I would have picked a much more appropriate location for this sort of thing.
I don't know what's up with that director, but the director always keeps on popping up on like everything that comes to like Hollywood for like a dog commercial or a dog TV show or some sort of commercial or something like that. I guess it just continues to become a regular in Great Lake City. But to help out in a music video like this, was it just because of the budget? Because it was so cheap for them to actually perform in a concert like this? It doesn't make any sense considering that it's just more of like when I'm seeing the music video, it's just more of like them dancing and then and everybody just fangasming the fact that that the 12 is Midnight is just performing right in front of them.
I think it's because honestly, with a band like with a K-pop band like 12 is Midnight, to be fair, they are really popular. So let me tell you, they cost like high dollar for them to perform a music video for the crew. So honestly, I can see from that aspect.
I mean, the fact is, I would imagine they would become a very pricey group to actually be to record a music video with them. To say,
so that's the only possible explanation I could think of. Is just that due to the amount of money they had to pay to 12 is Midnight to help them with their music video, they do have sort of like a shortage of money left with the budget of the music video. So they would have no choice but to go to an old concert hall in order to save money.
That's true. I mean, but still, I mean, for the safety of your group, please, not put him in a haunted place like this.
Yeah, so I still agree with that. I still agree with that, but it's just a little theory I had in mind.
Right, right. All right, so here's the thing. Okay, we get it. There's a ghost. The ghost is haunting around the whole concert hall. So who do you call for that? um,
Yes.
but here's the thing, though. They didn't actually call to be like ghost hunters. Literally, Lincoln called up Ronnie Ann, and Ronnie Ann gave him the situation, the fact that this whole concert hall is being haunted, and the fact that they're going to go over there to fix the problem. And FYI, he wasn't alone. This is literally Clyde's first time here in the Casagrandes. How do you feel about Clyde and Lincoln actually partnering up and being a part of this episode?
Oh my God! Yes, Lincoln and Clyde in the episode. OT4, OT4, OT4. Look at that. This is the moment we've all been waiting for. We've all been waiting for Lincoln, Clyde, Brian, and Sid to be in the same episode. We got it. Yes. Huh?
Oh,
look at.
Was that it?
Awesome.
I thought you had more to say.
It's just awesome to see, and yeah, it's just really exciting to see. Lincoln and Ronnie Ann sort of chatting, and then you see Clyde right next to him because Clyde's parents aren't Great Lake City, so of course Lincoln wants to go chill with Ronnie Ann, but when Ronnie Ann and Sid tell them about the situation, they play a very important part, which we're going to talk about.
I'm just so surprised the fact that like Lincoln would call Ronnie Ann just the fact that he was visiting Great Lake City, and that apparently they're going to hang out. Oh man, Ronnie Kid vibes here. I'm serious though; it felt like Ronnie Kid vibes there when I heard about that. But yeah, to say the least, it was going to be the biggest like encountering that we have never ever seen because Ronnie Ann has her best friend Sid, and Lincoln has his best friend Clyde. They were eventually going to meet up, and they would meet up in this episode, which, to be fair, I didn't expect it. At the same time, I think this actually works out. Because, yeah, Lincoln, Clyde, Ronnie Ann, and Sid, it feels like they were a great like team together, especially as we continue on with the episode.
Yes. It's just like I said, the moment we've been waiting for, we got it. We got it.
So
like,
here's the thing.
This is the crossover moment we've been waiting for.
Exactly. This has been the crossover we've been waiting for so long. I mean, what, 3 seasons of the Casagrandes in order for us to finally have Lincoln and Clyde and Ronnie and Sid. So the concert still gets to be haunted and pretty much is scaring everybody away, from the fans to the director to the camera crew. To say the least, it's not good to be a part of this new music video. How did you like how they handled Lincoln and Clyde's part in this as the ghost hunters to help solve the problem here?
Who are you gonna call? Lincoln and Clyde. There you go. Like Lincoln and Clyde made such a badass entrance. Let me tell you, the way they enter the room, they mean business. They are ready to get those ghosts. They are ready to get them like they are the Ghostbusters, and it's just really entertaining to see them play a part in this. And also, let's talk about the hug. Let's talk about the hug, people. The OT3 hug. Let's talk about it right now.
What? Oh, what? Wait. OT3? I thought OT4. Remember? There's an OT4, no. Right?
No. There's a hug. There's a hug between Lincoln, Ronnie Ann, and Clyde.
Yeah, but Sid has to be a part of it, right? Right? Sid has to be a part of. Oh, wait.
No,
a
see.
Wait a minute.
No, see. No. You see, she's too busy. She's too busy hugging the 12th Midnight Crew. And I'm just like, hey, Sid, you're on the wrong side.
But what makes it creepy? It could have been the great OT4 hug. Instead, you ended up having. I get it. Sid, you're a huge fan of Yud Kwan.
But still, though, you gotta know your limits. Come on, you gotta know your limits. I mean, and also don't snip them. Come on, that's just.
Oh God, they literally. She's a huge fan. We get. She's a huge fan. We get it. But it's like she's obsessive, really obsessive, and sniffing.
I'm just like,
almost just like.
Okay, the sniffing is like way too far. I'm just like. Whoa, girl, let's chill out. It
would have been look, it's perfect. They are all hugging. It would have been great if Sid actually was a part of that too, but instead Sid. No, it's kind of crazy because like they literally thought they defeated the ghosts, but in the end they all hug each other. Like you get to see like all the 12th Midnight members hug each other, and then you get to see just Sid hug. Out of all the people, Sid will be the lone person to hug Yun Kwan or anybody from the 12th Midnight crew.
Yes.
I was just like, okay, well, I guess Sid is just being Sid. But here's the thing.
Exactly.
Okay,
I'm just like, it's your best friend too, Ronnie. And come on.
So the thing right now is the fact that this OT4 is currently trying their best to solve the problem here. We get it. There's a ghost haunting the whole place. How do you like this whole chemistry here, or this whole start of this teamwork here, where you get to see Sid and Ronnie Yan, Lincoln and Clyde working together to take care of this ghost?
Like I said, this is quite a team up. Like you see all four of them together. You see all four of them trying to conquer this ghost. And let me tell you, the amount of teamwork that is between these four together, it is just so awesome. And it's just something that we've been waiting to see for months. And I really do like where this is going, how they combine the OT4 aspects with the ghost hunting aspects, with 12 midnight aspects. Let me tell you, it all collides, it all combines together to make for one engaging and memorable episode.
To say the least, though, I mean, it's cool to actually see them work together. I mean, I get to see Ronnie Yan and Lincoln work together when it comes to a couple of things. Sid and Ronnie Yan working together on solving their problems. Lincoln and Clyde, definitely see them a lot, always solving their problems. But to have these four, especially in a part where, Sid and Ronnie Yan definitely love 12th Midnight. They want to protect 12th Midnight. And then they get the assistance of Lincoln and Clyde to help out with this ghost problem. I just feel like it's just very fitting to have Lincoln and Clyde come in and help out with this ghost problem. And obviously Sid and Ronnie Yan to help out as well. It just tells you like they love to be the heroes of this episode. And it just works out. Like, I love it. Like the whole chemistry here definitely all works out.
Yeah, and then I'm going to tell you something. Okay, if you added Lalo to this, like if you added Lalo to this episode and you had him with the four characters, you would have made for one hell of a mystery gang.
It would have been a mystery gang, but with it would have been a mystery gang with the Beatles. Have you seen those episodes where Scooby-Doo meets the Beatles or something like that?
I actually haven't. It's just something that I found in mind. It's like, they're missing a dog.
Back in the old 60s, 70s days, you guys are still too young for you to know about this, about these shows. But I remember Scooby-Doo meets with like Harlem Globetrotters or meets with the Beatles or a band, for example. And they literally kind of had that vibe here. They literally have a vibe where they literally like you have the mystery gang and then you have literally a band literally helping out together to make sure this ghost is getting caught.
Yeah. Like zoinks, Ronnie Yan, it's a ghost.
Oh, jeez. Although to be fair, this is a real ghost. This is a real ghost. This ain't no anybody who's literally behind a mask and all.
Oh my god! If all of this episode, it'd be like Lalo's afraid to go, near a ghost to help out with his mission, and then Ronnie is like, would you do it for a Lalo snack?
Oh my god. Oh geez. Oh, we're gonna go ideas now. So here's the thing though. They thought that when that hug happened, you thought that the ghost was going to be over, that things are going to be looking great. But no, the ghost still continues to haunt the crew. And unfortunately for 12th Midnight, there's a lot of things happening bad for them. This, for example, I'm so sorry. So now with that happening, that they're going to be turning into instruments, how do you feel about what this ghost is doing?
Yeah. So it turns out that they caused Punyan to be a French horn. And honestly, judging by that fate, I have a feeling that the rest of 12th Midnight Gang is going to be next. They're going to be turned into instruments too.
I mean, like, it's the start of something, and I was just hoping like none of the other crew do get into instruments like Yun Kwan, for example, or Lincoln or Clyde or Sid or Ronnie Yan. It would suck if they actually end up becoming instruments. But when I saw that, I'm like, uh-oh, here we go. There's trouble. So this is pretty much a waste of time, because if they get caught, then obviously they become instruments. So I this whole ghost poltergeist thing becomes such a big emphasis now. The fact that 12th Midnight characters can become instruments now.
Yeah, man, it's like, so it's like as if like the performers actually become the instruments themselves. Like it's sort of like like because in a way these guys like the 12th Midnight, they're pretty much instruments themselves in a way, like figuratively, as they play music, but then they literally become instruments.
They literally do become instruments, which turned out to be very freaky to say. Yeah, it was quite an interesting like transition there where we had to see like what's it, June Punyan becoming a French horn, and then who knows if the rest of the 12 Midnight characters become instruments, but we'll see. So here's the thing: other characters become instruments. Obviously, the transition was the fact that they're going to become instruments, anyways. Junzu becomes a violin. Somebody becomes a cello. Things are just getting worse, to say the least. How do you feel about this whole thing here, where no matter what, they're being transitioned into instruments?
Yeah, it makes me worried for them. Makes me worried about their fate because look at that. They're being turned into instruments. It's like, what if they don't get the mystery solved and they end up being instruments forever? It's like, okay, well, they could still perform. They still could perform themselves, but instead of K-pop, they'll just perform classic music. So there's that.
my thing right here is the fact that like if this is just continuing on, there is that ending outcome where they all become instruments. But this is a Casagrandes episode. This is going to be like, oh, they're going to rescue 12 Midnight somehow, some way. But yeah, we get to see members fall, becoming instruments, and it turns out to be race against time sort of situation, which I think, by the way, helps out the episode a whole lot because it makes it more intense, makes it more like, can they do it? Can they make it out on time? Can Lincoln and Clyde solve this ghost problem? Can Sid and Ronnie Ann help them assist? Can it all work out in the end? And that's what makes this. That's what makes these like whole scenes where they try to race against time against the ghost becomes more and more like exciting to say. So I do love this whole transition here, even though you have to see like, even though you have to see was it 12 Midnight members suffer. It does lead up to a good episode, the good transition of like scenes to say.
I agree.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So yeah, everybody's turning into instruments, and yeah, it turns out to be all bad situations for the group. FYI, I also noticed this as well. Clyde apparently is a 12 Midnight fan. I'll explain your thoughts on Clyde being a 12 Midnight fan.
Another shocking plot twist. Another one. Like, honestly, I thought that Carlos not recycling was mind-blowing, but oh my god, seeing Clyde as a 12 Midnight fan, who'd have thought it? Like, honestly, it's time for Clyde to it's time for Clyde to convert to what was it? Time for Clyde to convert Lincoln. Yes, Lincoln, Clyde. It's time for Clyde to convert Lincoln into being a 12 Midnight fan. But then again, I think Lincoln is more like into Smooch, into sort of, but not into Mick Swagger, that sort of thing.
My thing right here is the fact that I believe Clyde. Well, here's the thing. How did they end up knowing that Clyde is a big 12 Midnight fan is the fact that Sid actually knows. It's kind of cool that Sid just sees his wallpaper. It's like, oh, I know you're a 12 Midnight fan. And then he just starts to like get all embarrassed and all. first off, it's very cute. And out of all the people, it would be Sid that would talk to Clyde. So it's kind of like a little interaction.
Slide. Who knows? If people ask about Chloe, that ain't gonna happen.
She's not existent now. Where is she?
That ain't gonna happen because Chloe's been reduced into a background character. Okay, they pretty much dropped that whole arc after Brave the Last Dance. So that's kind of gone. So come on, we gotta take what we get. We can take what you get. We can take Slide. Let's go. Slide.
I mean, it kind of sucks considering Chloe was actually a really cool, like, possible girlfriend for Clyde. But in the end, that she's left. She's gone. She's kind of like Millie Ramos because we never seen her in quite a while. But yeah, I mean, I felt like there was a cool Sid and Clyde interaction. The fact that like Sid knows that Clyde is a huge K-pop fan, and I do love the fact here where Clyde tries to like Clyde hides the fact that like he doesn't say his favorite member of 12 Midnight.
He's sort of a closet 12 Midnight fan.
I mean, yeah. I mean, it's kind of like Nikki in 16 when she was a closet like rock band person, if I remember correctly.
Oh yeah, thank you for mentioning the best character in 16. By the way, thanks for that.
I'm a Jen fan. What are you doing? What are
Nikki
you
for life,
doing?
man. Nikki for life, dude.
So it kind of reminds me of that. Like we get to see closet folks. Like they are hidden huge fans of this, and apparently Clyde is apparently a huge fan of 12 is Midnight. I mean, like I can understand Lincoln being a fan of 12 is Midnight, but not like Ronnie Ann, for example. But I never expect Clyde to become a huge fan of 12 is Midnight, just like Sid, for example. Like he got wallpapers. Who knows? He might have like a closet full of like 12 is Midnight merchandise somewhere.
I kind of want to see the Loud House of Casagrandes, most possibly Loud House, because Casagrandes is sort of ending at rate. I'm going to want to see Loud Casa explore more of Clyde's interest in 12's Midnight. Like have more episodes focused on that. Like let's say there's a Casagrandes episode where Ronnie and Sid go to a 12's Midnight concert, and then Clyde plays an important role in that episode too. Hopefully lean to Sid and Clyde dating and becoming boyfriend girlfriend later on. I kind of want to see that, and also the fact that I kind of want to see Clyde try to hide the fact that he's a 12's Midnight fan from the school
From
and all that
everybody.
stuff.
He literally just trying to hide the fact that he's a 12 Midnight fan from everybody until Sid finally finds his secret. I just feel like they can. I feel like they can definitely become great friends if they talk more about 12 Midnight. I mean, it does make sense.
Nick, did you say great friends? Because honestly, they have the potential to be more than that.
Oh my god!
Oh
my god! You really wanted that slide. You're really loving that slide.
Yeah. great friends, Nate. Right? Great friends.
Let the chemistry roll. Hopefully, we get to see Sid and Clyde in another episode. I mean, literally, they're talking about 12 is Midnight. I would imagine they're gonna have listening sessions where they're gonna listen to 12 is Midnight songs. Who knows?
That could happen. That could happen, man.
but yeah, Clyde is a huge 12 is Midnight fan. Of course, Sid. I love the fact that like in this scene here where Sid seriously says like, "You can tell me later." This is cute. I was thinking,
look at that cute little moment. They're meant for each other. Kiss now.
So yeah, Clyde. So here's the thing, though. Now Clyde, the song was saying that the song would pop up, and Clyde would use his app to listen to the song, and it turns out to be one of the classical songs from a composer. It starts out Narciso Grillo had one of his symphonies in a concert hall years ago. So they go and search for clues, but unfortunately, sorry, you popped up here that another member of Clyde's, another member of 12 is Midnight does get turned into an instrument, and it turned out to be his favorite. Oh,
HJ. It turns out that HJ is Clyde's favorite 12 is Midnight member. Yet another plot twist layered on the top of another plot twist.
Poor Clyde had to suffer seeing HJ turn into a clarinet.
Oh my god! Look at Clyde's face. Look at Clyde's eyes right there. Look at that.
Okay. To be fair, I do love this part here where where both the other two members of 12 Midnight goes like, "Wow." Not even Yud Kwan. Yud Kwan will be like, "Wow, you're not me. Wow, I can't believe you, Clyde."
Yeah, it's like, way to say it out loud, buddy. Way to say it out loud.
He literally said it out loud. He literally said it. Like, no, HK, my favorite member. And then everybody gets shocked while the 12 Midnight members, the rest of the 12 Midnight members saying like, wow, screw you, Clyde. Oh my God.
I love that part. I love that part.
Oh man, this was just good. But what's the other thing that I also want to bring up here? Let's talk about Narciso Grillo, because it looks like Narciso looked like he had a good composing record of making classical music, but when you look through like the albums that Narciso end up being a part of, you can see that there's something wrong with him. How do you feel about Narciso? Because now it feels like we understand why he's doing this haunting.
Yeah, it's one of those takes where it's like the old music composers that you see back in the day. Like back then, all they had was classic music, and well, the other genres of music were really rare back then. So of course he would be angry that the concert hall that he performed in would later be used to perform music that is not the kind of music that Narciso himself would play, which is classical music, because he's like one of those this is not tour de force sort of people. You know what I mean? Like
Right, right.
snobbish, looks down on the um looks down on the other the unsophisticated music genres, all this stuff. He's one of those guys, and which makes sense because it's his time. It's his time, and during his time, classical music is where it's at with classy
Um,
stuff.
right, right. I feel bad for Narcisio because it feels like, his way of music has always been really nice, but then when you get to see later on, he starts to get angry because of a certain type of music that keeps on popping up that obviously ruins Narcisio and gets angry. There's the reason why this haunting is happening because he's just angry. Even in this freaking album, you can just see his rage pop up.
Look at that. The salt is
Yeah.
real. Look at that.
The salt is real.
Fiery salt. The fiery salt is real, guys.
But yeah. So here's the thing. They would find some old posters over at some sort of hallway. And it turned out that there were a lot of other people that were performing in Great Lake City. For example, like Ziggy, like we met up in Fidelity. Even the Tropical Fruits. Oh my God, we have not seen the Tropical Fruits in so long. How do you feel? First off, how do you feel the fact that we actually get to see Tropical Fruits again?
To the fruit shake.
I know I missed them. And also good callback. Good callback, by the way. Thank you. Oh my God, thank you.
Good callback to one of the better Carl episodes. One of the better ones. Yeah, it's so good to see the tropical fruits again, and I do like how they play a pivotal role in the episode. Like they're not just there just for the sake of being in a cameo. No, they actually like this part really does serve a purpose because Maybelle does tell Ronnie Ann more about how they've experienced the haunting of the concert hall, and it turns out that Narciso has ruined their night, their big concert performance, so they were unable to play, unfortunately, because of it, and which gives Ronnie Ann more clues and brings her one step closer to solving this ghost crisis.
I have a feeling like when they met up in that concert hall, it just feels like they just noticed that there's just a lot of concerts that kept on happening, but at the same time they keep on canceling those gigs. Literally just put like I guessing Narcisio just ends up like red crossing everything, considering like we're just gonna haunt them, not let them perform at all. So there's all these posters that pop up where there's a lot of members that kept on performing. I mean, even Ziggy, for example, couldn't even perform considering that there was a haunting there as well. It just feels like this ghost doesn't want any kind of music to pop up except for his. Okay, we get it. Classical music is the reason why he was there. I mean, there was even like a placard dedicating towards well, there's only like certain members that actually did perform. For example, like Alexis's band that ended up performing in the concert hall that turned out to not get haunted. So you're seeing the trend here where we get to see Narcisio just turned out to not like anything poppy, nothing like regular pop or K-pop or rock and roll or any of the recent music. It's more towards classical, and apparently the concert hall that he was like dedicating his life to just continues to keep on popping up more and more of these pop songs, these pop group singers, and it turned out to make him angry. How do you feel about this where he just doesn't like pop music the same?
Like I said, it does make sense because it is like his generation of music, and at that time, classical music like was always the go-to for music for him. It was pretty much his culture. It was the thing that he loved to do, and of course, since future generations tend to play music that is completely different from classical music, of course, he would have this snobbish attitude, like because it doesn't make sense because it was his time, and during his time, he feels that the music that they play now does not live up to the quality of the enrichment of the music during Narciso's time.
It's just more towards like I get it, like he has a bias on certain music that will love to be played in the concert hall, even if it's an old place. We get it that it could be haunted and all. So we get that he loves to like have his own genre of music. That's the reason why Alexis's band ended up actually performing, while the rest of the bands and music groups that performed all end up not working at all. So to say the least, we get it. Like, he hates all their types of music. And this is the reason why the haunting is happening here.
Yeah, so honestly, like you can't really blame him because, like I said, it's his time. You can't really blame him.
Right, it's his time. So the gang discovered the clue, tropical fruits and everything. It turns out that Sisio only allows classical music to be played in the concert halls. We'll turn away the other kinds of music, and will, obviously curse them or just scare them away from the concert hall. This gives 12 Midnight the idea to play classical music in order to actually woo the ghost instead of actually let the ghost haunt them. So it all works out, and Narcisio has a change in heart. Thus the day is saved. And I love the fact that it does end up with a music video. But let's actually move back to the beginning here. How do you like the fact that, like, after finding the solution, that it is classical music that would help the ghost out? They literally are. Most of the members have now become have now become musical. Oh, sorry. It's hard for me to say this right now. All of these 12 Midnight characters all became instruments except for Yoon Kwan. That they literally put a performance where they literally played classical music. How'd you like that little scene there?
I like the fact that it's classical music that's what saves the day, because I think what the message that they're trying to teach here is that, you got to appreciate some of the old classical music, because without that classical music, they would not have gone where they are today, because it's Narcisso's music that pretty much changed everything. So I do like the fact that you see 12 Midnight pretty much learning to sort of like play music that isn't exactly equivalent to the kind of music that they would perform nowadays. And you see them perform, like, they used to play just as beautifully, like right there, as they would with any 12 Midnight concert. Just look at that. Look, listen to this. It's really beautiful. When you hear this music, it is so beautiful. And that's what makes Narciso happy. That's what makes him the grim grinning ghost coming to socialize in a way.
All right, yeah, Haunted Mansion, a little reference there.
Yes, I had to bring it up.
Now, my thing here is the fact that they would still perform even in instrument form. It's a pretty cute, actually, just to see the heads just continue to pop up, and then you see Yoon Kwan in the back literally play the piano and everything. And FYI, they did say before that they have played classical music before. Like, all these members have played classical music just to, get them into the love of music and everything. So it's awesome to see them actually get off their K-pop vibe, all their singing and dancing, and for them to just be behind some instruments and just play along. And obviously it does appease the ghost a whole lot. And in the end, they all turn out to be saved. How'd you like this whole interaction where the ghost finally forgave them for making a good performance?
I really do like that. I liked how it shows two different kinds of musicians in a way. They perform different types of music. I like how they come to a compromise, and Narciso comes to appreciate 12 is Midnight's performing the classical music for him, because he's seeing how the K-pop band really does appreciate the kind of music that Narciso would play, and thus, as musicians together, they come together to pretty much form some sort of like bond over playing music, and that's what gets them to pretty much play together for one unforgettable musical experience.
Oh yeah, most definitely. I just think that with the whole fact that the Post Midnight can play other things besides their usual K-pop dance and song, they would sit back and actually play classical music, which I thought was actually pretty cool. And no matter what, it just tells you like 12 Midnight is a really talented group, no matter what kind of genre of music that you want to play. Who knows? They could do metal.
Imagine if 12 Midnight actually did metal. It'd be like, wow. So what do you call yourselves?
So they became baby
metal. 12 is metal.
so they became such a what is it? They became like Baby Pink, for example. I don't know. Baby metal. Sorry, that was the name of the band.
Oh my god.
Oh my god, yeah. But here's the thing though. Like, after all of this, it turns out the the conductor would let them perform the music video, and in the end they actually do end up making a good music video, especially having him also in the video as well, with Lincoln, Clyde, Ronnie Ann, and Sid recording it all. they ended up actually making an awesome performance together. How'd you like this whole song at the end?
Oh, I loved it. I especially liked the song they played together. You see them perform a song called "Classic Magic,"
Mm-hmm.
where it sort of like combines the K-pop and the classical musical elements, combine them together to make for one awesome song, one awesome performance. And then the cherry on top is, of course, the OT4 like screaming like "Ah!" This is that was a 9. Crank it up to
Right.
9.5, and then they go. "Ah!" I love that. I love that. This is
Okay,
awesome. I want to see more of the OT4 together. I want to see more of them together.
I gotta say this though, definitely an awesome performance for 12 Midnight. It kind of feels like that one performance we saw back in what um was it Operation Popstar? That was the last time
Yeah.
we saw 12 Midnight that they actually did a performance together. And I do love that. If they can actually make more 12 Midnight performances together, that'd be great. And FYI, we actually do get to hear the members now. We hear about Yun Kwan. We actually do get to hear the rest of the members also speak. It kind of tells me like, where's my album? Where's my freaking 12 Midnight album? It's there. It is right there. You have new songs coming out
Yeah.
with what is it? I'm Back with classic Magic. I mean, it's bound to happen, right? There's supposed to be a 12 Midnight like album about to come out. Casagrandes group, get me some sort of word here.
And you see them like perform not just with other pop stars like Alicia, but you also see them perform with other musicians that don't play the same genre as they do, like Narciso, for example. I'm just wondering, what is the likability like? What are your thoughts on a crossover album between 12 Midnight and Mick Swagger?
It could happen. It could happen. I mean, if you're going to merge Casagrandes and Loud House together, they're probably going to have a performance together eventually.
It might if they can perform with a deceased classical musician, they can perform
Over the
with
rock star.
a famous British rock star. Let's
Yeah,
go.
I was gonna say they're gonna perform with a rock star. There's a lot of possibilities that happen for 12 Midnight, but I would love if they actually continue with more like small little shorts where you get to see 12 Midnight living together somehow, performing together, that kind of thing. Obviously, it would make Sid fans go all crazy.
Yeah, make them scream like they screamed like at the end. Yeah.
But in the end, though, it turned out to be a huge performance for all of them. They're all having fun. The conductor definitely gave them their piece, and no doubt about it, Lincoln Clyde, Sid, and Ronnie Ann all end up having an amazing time with 12 Midnight. The ending definitely felt pleasing to me.
It really did. It warmed my heart also.
Well, and the fact that they're also very screamy. Also, look at that. They're being all
Yes.
fangirls and fanboys. This is great.
I love it right there, especially when they have that Peanuts expression where they move their faces up and then you see the top of their nose and the big mouth. It's like I like
Mhm.
that little Peanuts vibe they got there.
To say the least, though, I mean, they end up helping. They end up helping 12 Midnight make their music video. They end up getting rid of the haunting, and in the end, it turned out everybody was all well from this. Um, I would say definitely an awesome special.
Yeah, definitely. I would definitely say this too. It's one of the best specials. Like honestly, I go so far as to say like it is one amazing special. It's really awesome to me. It really is.
Anything else you want to bring up from this episode?
Yes, I want to see more OT4. I want to see more Slide. I want to see more. I actually want to see more 12 Midnight perform with
Can we
other
please
artists like Rick
have more of
Swagger.
this for
I want to see more
OT4
of this.
dynamic? I would love the
Yes.
OT4 dynamic here because this has definitely worked out. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. There are a little bit of snippets. I don't see Lincoln and Clyde really doing much in the episode. Although to be fair, they did have their parts where they actually helped try to get the ghost. Mostly Clyde is doing all the work actually. But to be fair, it's just Clyde's first time here in a Casagrandes episode. Obviously, you want to show out that he still stands out from the crowd. But it definitely does feel like more of a Sid and Ronnie Ann episode, and Lincoln and Clyde also was included in this too. And to be fair, it does work out. Like you get to see Ronnie Ann solve the problems, Sid also solving the problems, and then you also get to see some insights from Lincoln and Clyde. And it doesn't overshadow the fact that Lincoln and Clyde were there. They were just there for assistance, while Ronnie Ann and Sid definitely were the main people in the Casagrandes to help out 12th Midnight in this situation. I don't know if you guys noticed that, but I just noticed that Lincoln, like Sid and Ronnie, and definitely were the main stars in this group. Well, Lincoln and Clyde were there as well, just for appearances. At the same time, also helping them as well.
Yeah, I did notice that, but it's still nice to see all of them coming together. It's really awesome to see. Um, like I said, I want to see more of them coming together. Like,
Yeah, I know. Who knows? Who knows? They'll go to Royal Woods, and Lincoln and Clyde will definitely show them out a fun time around Royal Woods, especially the fact that Sid never visited it. I'm pretty sure.
we want Sly Donnigan now. Forget Sid Donnigan. We want Sly Donnigan. Sly
OT4, the OT4 is real.
Double date. Double date.
One more thing I also want to bring up, Sid, you're obsessed. You're obsessed with so much of your K-pop. I'm like, girl, please.
Yeah, I was Ronnie Ann in the scene. I'm just like, Sid, I'm a bit concerned about you, you know.
But okay, to be fair, no. I mean, she was an obsessed fan of was it Yoon Kwan, but I never expect her to become that obsessed. I mean, literally, she got a cutout of him. She literally saw him and would sniff him.
Okay, the sniffing was weird. The sniffing was weird to me.
There was even like a picture of Sid and in a wedding dress with Yoon Kwan in it as well. I mean, yeah, the girl.
That's not nearly as weird. That's not nearly as weird. Like with the sniffing though, got a bit much.
It's okay. To be fair, it is Sid after all. She is adorable and she is a huge fan. And by huge, I mean by 1,000 points. So it was
2,000,
like I said, a little bit.
2,000.
I would say a little bit creepy the fact that Sid can be like this, but this is how I'm guessing this is how Sid is when it comes to being K-pop. And it is. At first off, I say it's cute, but at the same time, girl is creepy. Please stop that.
Yeah, like I said, you gotta chill.
All right,
Sid, chill.
Anything else you want to bring up? I got nothing else to say.
Nothing much I want to say other than that. Love the OT4. Love the 12th Midnight. Love the Ghost. I pretty much love the whole Ghost story. Honestly, I'm just gonna say this right now. This is definitely one of the best Ghost stories within the Loud Cossaverse. This and the Loud House movie are how you do Ghost stories in this universe.
Oh yeah, most definitely. All right, let's go straight to our ratings. Omid, how would you rate Phantom Freakout?
9 out of 10 because it's a combination of all the things that we've been wanting to see and much more, all combined to make one amazing ghost hunting experience. Like, I love the ghost backstory. There's a reason why he's doing what he's doing. I love the OT4 coming together. Of course, I do like the huge reveal how Clyde is a 12th Midnight fan. Also, it's like, oh, okay, I want to see more episodes tackle that. And I love the whole creepy atmosphere within the concert hall. It has a sort of like Haunted Mansion vibe. Thus, I had to make the Haunted Mansion reference because that's what it felt like to me, like a Haunted Mansion sort of episode. And seeing Ronnie and Sid fangirling over 12th Midnight was pretty cute. But then it did get a bit much to where Sid was, sniffing Yoon Kwan. I'm just like, girl, take it easy a bit.
I have no problem with it. It's just more of like Sid being a creep towards a pop star. Okay, I get it. Some people do get creepy when it comes to pop stars.
And I do love the ending, especially Classic Magic is really fun and catchy to listen to. And I love the energy of it. Just the fun, the energy, the spoopy energy was really all around amazing watch.
I can't say anything bad about this episode. This definitely was a huge, awesome special. 12th Midnight definitely rocked out the crowd. The biggest surprise, the fact that we get to see Lincoln and Clyde in this episode. The fact Clyde is a huge 12th Midnight fan, and that Clyde is first episode in the Casagrandes. I think this is just a good flowing episode from like the beginnings of how the haunting begins to the intensity of like how the terror is, where literally there's no help. There's only the kids plus 12th Midnight to help out in this situation. They literally had to go through all lengths for them to solve this problem, and it turned out to be having like an issue. I love the fact that they also did bring callbacks as well, like Ziggy, the tropical fruits, that they had an issue with this ghost as well. And I love like everything about it. Like the performance was amazing. I got nothing wrong with this episode. It just turned out to be really good. There have been a little bit of flaws here or there, but a perfect special to me. Not perfect like 10 out of 10. I'm going to give it a 9.5 out of 10. It was like right there to the 10 mark, but I give it a 9.5. Not the best special to say. What am I saying? This is actually a really good special. What am I saying? This really is good. Like I don't know what else I can say bad about. Maybe more appearances with Lincoln and Clyde, because you can totally see that it wasn't really their episode. It was really definitely Lincoln. It was definitely Ronnie and Sid's episode, because they definitely helped out with 12 is Midnight, while Lincoln and Clyde definitely were also there to help him out in the back. But yeah, no doubt about it. Definitely one awesome special. If they could do more specials like this, please, that'll be awesome. And like I said, I am waiting for my 12 is Midnight. My 12 is Midnight CD, please. Can we have that on like Apple Music or Spotify or anything?
Yes, I will gladly own a 12 is Midnight special album. I would love that. I don't even collect K-pop albums. I don't even collect K-pop albums.
Only time will tell. I really just hope they actually did bring out. I really hope they actually do bring out like music for 12 is Midnight. I mean, we do have that one song, I'm Back, but then how about the rest of them? Like, you also do have other music that 12 is Midnight also performed. Can we have those as well? Like this one too, like Classic Magic. I love it. Oh my god.
Classic Magic.
But yeah, no doubt about it. I think we love the fact that we saved the best for last. Phantom Freakout definitely was the better episode out of the other two. I'm sorry for those who loved I Fidelity and Cut the Chisne. They weren't as great compared to Phantom Freakout.
I completely agree. And this is coming from someone who did like I Fidelity and Cut the Chisne fine. But let me tell you, Phantom Freakout was such an experience. Phantom Freakout was better than the other two episodes combined.
Would you say this though? This is the best special so far for the Casagrandes?
I would say this or Zoomergency. Most probably this.
Well, probably this. Yeah. I mean, Zoomergency definitely is up top too. Same with Operation Popstar. God. I mean, I don't know what. I love but Operation. I feel like the Casagrandes definitely, the writing crew for the Casagrandes definitely do have an amazing job when it comes to their specials. Like, besides Operation Dad, everything else turns out to be really good. Like, really good.
Honestly. And even then, Operation Dad turned out to be like a average at best, mediocre at worst kind of special. It wasn't like bad or anything. It says Operation Dad was kind of underwhelming. So there's no god awful special amongst the Casagrandes. There's no god awful special.
I forgot about one more special, Golden Curse. Well, that one was also bad too.
Yeah, Golden Curse was underwhelming. That was underwhelming too. So
yeah, I mean, still, Phantom Freakout, no doubt, definitely blew my mind. I love this special for sure.
I really do. Phantom Freakout might be the best special out of all the specials.
Only time will tell if we can. Only time will tell if this will become the best episode of this year. But we wait for that in January.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Skaty Cat would like a word with you.
Really? You like Skaty Cat more than this? I'm sorry. I love Phantom Freakout. Yes. Are you serious?
Skaty Cat is still the top tier.
Really?
2022 Casagrandes episode.
I don't think so. I love Phantom Freakout. I think this is my number one at the moment.
Like, Skaty Cat's my number one just because of the topic of fear being handled very well. And of course, Lincoln being at his best still in the Casagrandes, but that's just me.
But you also get to see Lincoln and Clyde in this episode too.
I mean, that's good as well. But still, though, Skaty Cat really dug deep. That's just, like I said, that's just how I feel, man.
All right, yeah, all right. I would say this though. I mean, it's all up to debate until we end up getting those tournaments happening. Which, by the way, we're gonna have a new tournament for the best episode tournament coming up in August. So watch out on our Twitter as we get that ready. By the way,
let's go.
All right, but that's pretty much it for us here. For our episode reviews here on Twitch, you will watch this on for those who are going to be watching on YouTube, you'll be seeing it the next day. But just remember that you can listen to our Loud Casa Talks on all podcast providers: Spotify, Anchor, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, wherever you listen to podcasts. We'll be there for new episodes and all that jazz. Also, if you are watching on our YouTube, please go ahead and hit that red button to subscribe to our YouTube channel, and also hit the bell so that you can be notified when you see new episodes of our Loud Casa Talks or any of our episode reviews. And also, since you guys are watching on our Twitch channel, please do your part too and follow our Twitch channel as well. Go to twitch.tv/Loud Casa Talks. We always do our live streams here now when it comes to Loud Casa Talks, or episode reviews. So if you guys want to like follow us on Twitch, please do. Your follow does really help us out a whole lot. And I do want to let you guys know next week we're going to have brand new episode reviews as we review the latest episodes of The Loud House. We have in our schedule 3 new episodes that we're going to review next week. The Last Laugh, Driver's Dread, and the Loud House special Save Royal Woods. So that one, we're going to be reviewing that one for sure. And that one I think is also going to be exciting for us to review.
Oh yeah, definitely. We're going from 1 hour special. We're going from basically one episode about 2 mini episodes and one 30-minute episode to another episode talking about 2 mini episodes and one 30-minute special. It's pretty awesome.
Yep, pretty much. All right, and that's pretty much it for us here. Thank you very much for checking out the stream tonight. And for those who are watching on YouTube, thank you for checking out our video. But that's it for us here. My name is Nate.
And this is Omid saying thank you all so much for watching. Thank you all so much for listening. And let the loud Casa summer fun continue on, folks. And until next time, smell you later, Casa crew.